Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up. And let us run with endurance the race God has set before us. So that's a lot right there. I know it's a bigger verse. And who on earth is this crowd of witnesses? It's essentially twofold. The people that are witnessing and watching you are essentially all the people that have come before you and all the people right now who are watching you. And the people to come are going to see what you do. And this guy, he's writing this letter, he uses this metaphor of life as a race. And here's the thing, I want you to know God has a race set for you, specifically. He's got places for you to stop, for you to rest, to go. He's got places, a race, a track just for you. And he wants you to go on. But there are some challenges. I need, you know what? Let's see. I'm going to need Seth. Where's Seth? Seth, could you come up here for me? No, you're going to show off your skills, okay, Seth? Seth is one of the most athletic students we have. So Seth, here's what I want you to do. I'm going to time you, and you're going to see from right this spot, you have to run from here all the way to the back, high five Miss Victoria, and then run back. We're seeing how fast you can go. You'll see, okay? We're going to see how fast you go. Yeah, you might not want those. Don't die off the stage. On your mark, get set, go. And very nice. It took him 6.54 seconds.
Wow.
You might not want to put those on yet. Okay, so simple race, easy peasy. Okay, now here's the second thing. Now, this verse, it says that we run the race, but it says to let go of some weights and stuff that we carry, okay? So, symbolism right here. I have this nice little bag for you, and so I want you to carry that bag. Not yet. Carry the bag. Don't let it touch the stage or the ground. You got to hold it the whole time. And I want you to go high five Miss Victoria, and all the way back, but you have to carry that. Light work? Okay, here we go. I'm going to time you on your mark. Get set, go.
Whoa. Damn, I'm carrying 3 babies.
Go, Steph. Go, Steph.
Are your POs behind me, dog?
Time. Very nice, very nice. You can sit down. How was that? All right, so the first one took you 5.54 seconds. That one took you 32.77. A little bit longer, right? Why did it go longer?
Because I carried the world.
You carried the world right there. Very nice. Round of applause for Seth. Go take a seat. Good job, buddy. All right. Now, here's the reason why we did that. There's a difference when we run the race God has set before us with nothing holding us back, than whenever we carry weights with us. It's a big difference. And it's something so many people struggle with. And I'm saying like millions of people struggle with this. We go through pain and we hold on to it. We go through hurt and we hold on to it. You might have lost someone in your family and you are so devastated that you're not able to get out of bed, you're not able to work, you just stay there. I know some people who calls me, his grandfather died and he's really close with him 8 years ago. He still calls me and says, I miss him, I'm sad, I can't do anything. And I'm like, that's hard, but he hasn't moved on. And then maybe you're something different. Maybe your family is broken up. Maybe someone who you cared about, who you trusted, abandoned you. Maybe someone you loved took that love and threw it away. Maybe instead something else happened. Maybe you were hurt in some way, whether physically, sexually, maybe you were abused by someone. And you've let that define you your entire life. Maybe it's something small, maybe it's something big, but so many people, we have these hurts, we go through pain, and we hold on to it, and we never let it go. And we get stuck, and we're not able to run the race that God has set before us because we hold on to so much pain. See, we're going to talk about it because I'm not at all saying that you've gone through a hard time, just get over it. I'm not saying, hey, you're a Christian, you should be happy all the time. Nope. We're supposed to go in through hurt and experience it. We're meant to process pain, but we're not meant to be defined by it. But also, so it doesn't just say that in the verse. It says, you take that and actually, not there yet. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says this. And there's two verses right here. The first one says, Ecclesiastes 3:1, it says, for everything, there is a season, a time for every activity under the sun. There's a time for it. And verse 4 says this specifically, a time to cry and a time to laugh, a time to grieve and a time to dance. I want you to know, if you've gone through hurt, you've felt pain, whether someone's hurt you emotionally, physically, whatever it is, you're meant to process that and go through that and feel that. Your feelings are real, and I don't want you to deny them. We're not called to be, but the thing is, don't deny them, but don't be defined by them. There's a time, go through grief, experience it, feel the hurt, cry, yell, be mad if you need to be, whatever it takes, go through that. But then there's a time for something else. But yes, the verse said, weights and also the sin that so easily entangles or trips us up. Now, some of us, including me, have sinned. Crazy. We've all sinned. But there's a thing right here. There's a difference between guilt and shame. Okay, listen. Guilt and shame. Some people that's the same word, but it's different. Guilt and shame is this. Guilt is when you do something wrong and your head is like, probably shouldn't have done that. I feel bad because I did that. But shame is this. Shame is you do something bad, so you define yourself as a bad person. You might have let's say you looked at something you shouldn't, you've been looking at something, and so now you define yourself as trash and you're not worth anything. Maybe instead you've lied a couple times on stuff, so now you're defined by that. My little sister, she is, and I don't understand her, but I'm trying to. My little sister has hurt so many people, and she sees herself as trash because she's hurt people. She's given herself to so many people. She's broken so many hearts in like our lives. But she's so trying to honestly convince herself she's not. She posts on Facebook like 20 times an hour. It's ridiculous. She posts constantly trying to make her feel like she feels like she's trash, but she's like, no, I'm not trash. And that's truth, but that's not what she doesn't know that. She's trying to convince herself. But so many of us, we've hurt other people and we let that define us. But God says, don't. Let go of every weight and sin that easily trips us up and run the race I have for you. See, every single one of you have gone through pain. You've gone through hurt. Even in this room, people have said things that are hurtful and harmful and lies. People in your home, you have been hurt in your own home. You've been at school and you have been hurt. You have been in safe places or that you thought were safe and you've been hurt. Every single one of us have gone through pain and it's real, and it's hard, and I want you to identify with that tonight. Think about the pain and hurt you've gone through. Remember it, because this is the truth. In Matthew 5:4, Jesus actually, he said this. Jesus said this, God blesses those who mourn, for they will be comforted. God blesses those because you're meant to mourn. You're meant to go through the pain and hurt. To experience it. Not to deny it, not to act like you're better, not to be a tough guy. I never cried. Not, all that is lies. It's just unhealthy. It hurts us. Even so many people in this room still try to pretend they're all fine, even though their life is going to hell. Even though they try to like, I'm good, I'm tough, but their heart is breaking. So tonight, I want you to identify the hurts that you've gone through, the pains that you still might be holding on to, that moment, that time, that person, or maybe that hurt that you've caused someone else, that shame that you feel, that stuff that you're holding on to. I want you to identify with that and mourn it. I want you to feel those things and experience and say and know that God, it hurts. Feel those things and then allow God to comfort you. Know that God is with you. Know that God has not abandoned you. Know that God sees you and hears you and understands the hurt you've gone through and hasn't abandoned you. He's with you and He loves you. There was this guy. It's a movie about a guy. Me and my wife went to watch it just a couple of weeks ago. It's called a movie about this guy. He was an old man, and his wife had died about a year earlier in the movie. Well, you don't see it, but... And he goes throughout the movie, and this is kind of like the main theme of the movie. He goes, and about 4 different times, he tries to take his own life. 4 different times, 4 different ways, he tries to take his own life. But each time, he's interrupted, or something stops him, or one thing or another. But he's there. He's so done with life because his wife has passed. He feels like life isn't worth it. There's no point. There's nothing else for me in this world. Everything is pointless. And he decides he's going to take his life. But every time he's interrupted. And he's actually interrupted by his nosy neighbor, who just is trying to be really friendly. And this neighbor keeps putting her and her family into this guy's life. And throughout the movie, you find out that he finds these people that he cares about. But also about 2 or 3 times, he ends up saving other people's lives. And he's not like a superhero or anything, but he's actually caring for people, and he's there. And he learns that, if I had killed myself at the beginning, that guy would have died, that lady would have died, they would have been arrested, they would have gone to hurt and pain and so much agony. And he realized and he understood by the end of the movie that life wasn't just about him and his pain. Yes, he lost the most important person in his entire life. It's understandable, and he should grieve that. But he understood that doesn't mean life ended, because God still had a race for him to live, to help and bless other people. And even save some other people. You might not understand why the pain in your life has been there, why that happened to you, or why do you feel this way. You might not understand that pain. But God will work through you. Like, you might not even feel like your pain is so much that you might not even want to be alive tomorrow. But God has so much for you. So much that you don't understand, so much life ahead of you. And it's not just about you, but God has peace and comfort for you. But God can use you to help so many others. God can use your life to speak, because yes, you've gone through pain, but so have they. So you have gone through pain, so you have felt God's comfort, so you can go and tell them and show them that they're not alone. You've gone through hurt, you've been abandoned, you've been struggling with so many different stuff, but you can understand because of God that you can help someone else now. This table that we've been talking about, this open table right here, is open to those who are hurting. This table is meant, if you're for broken people who've gone through hurt and pain, to come towards God and find comfort and find healing. And today is actually, it's a special Wednesday, if you didn't catch on. Today's a special Wednesday. It's Ash Wednesday, and it's, some people like that. It is a Catholic tradition, but even then, it's still a Christian tradition. Ash Wednesday is the day that we kind of start thinking about Easter. And the main thing that we talk about and think about Ash Wednesday is the fact that Jesus died so that you could live. Jesus died so that you could live. I need your attention, guys. Jesus went through the most horrible, crucial, painful death. He went through most pain in the world so that you could experience God's comfort and love and peace. God has so much for you, but so many of us ignore it. So many of us try to hold on to this weight. We try to keep it with us. We take it with us. We take it everywhere with us. It defines who we are. It defines how we live. It defines the race we set before us. If we let it. Today is all about mourning. And here's the thing, some of you are closed off, some of you have not heard a thing, but some of you, I think, are actually kind of identifying with the pain you've gone through. You're identifying with the hurt that's happened to you, or maybe it's the hurt that you caused on others. Tonight we're focusing on that. We're giving attention to that. We're doing this for this reason. We're meant to mourn and feel guilt and go through that time and then go to something better. And God's not going to leave you to go through it alone. The last verse I got for you is this, and it's really just an affirmation and confirmation of what we've already been talking about, but Psalms 34:18 says this. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. He rescues those whose spirits are crushed. God sees you. Sees you in your worst times, in your hurt, in your pain. He sees you. And He will not abandon you. He cares about what you've gone through. He's seen your hurt. He's seen your family's hurt. He's seen every pain you've gone through, and He cares about you. So tonight we're going to do something different. Tonight it's as I said, it's Ash Wednesday, and we're going to do something with ashes. But the reason that I'm going to do this is because today we're having, how do I explain this? Eyes on me. In a minute, for anyone that wants to be a part of what God's doing tonight, is going to be invited to get ashes. And what it is, it's very simple. The sponsors have these little cups of ashes and oil. And they'll take the ashes and they'll dip their finger in, and what they do is this. They take the ashes and they put a cross on their head. And the reason we do this is this. It is an outward sign of the inward condition. It's an outward sign of what's going on inside. It's an outward sign of what God's doing through your life and your heart. Ashes are a sign of mourning and repentance. Guys, eyes on me. Stop talking. We're almost done, but you gotta stop. Ashes are a sign of mourning and repentance for those who have gone through pain. Hey, do not. Hey, it's okay. The sponsors will take care of it. Look at me. So here's what we're going to do. We have sponsors set up across the room who have these ashes. Listen. You do not have to do this. And if you choose not to, that's fine. Stay in your seat and shut up. Listen. Listen. This is not about you. Sit down and don't mess up what God's doing for someone else.
Yeah. Amen.
But we're going to open this. I'm going to pray. And after I'm done praying, if you know you've gone through more hurt, if you can identify and say, I've gone through pain, go to one of these sponsors. Take the moment and wear it on your, and to allow the moment to mourn. It's an outward sign of what's going on inside. So you'll go to these sponsors, and they'll mark you, and they'll be praying. But they're going to be praying for you in their hearts. If you need more prayer, there's other sponsors, either whether they might not have the ashes, or if you need Miss Victoria or myself, if you need prayer because you've gone through pain and you don't know how to let it go. You've been holding on to hurt, and you don't know how to let it go. Go to one of these adults and ask for prayer. Would you hit the music as I pray? Wait till after I pray. Not the right music. After I'm done praying, listen, eyes on me.
Hey, still talking.
After I'm done praying, then you get up and you can go find a sponsor. But please don't make this a backup. If you're not in the moment, that's okay. Just let other people know more. You can go ahead. Let other people experience the hurt that they're going through. Dear God, I thank you for these students. I thank you for tonight. We're trusting in you and we need you, God. Every single one of these students has gone through hurt. They've gone through pain. They've been denied love. Some of them identify with just the sin that they've gone through, God. Some of them have lost family, or some of them have been hurt so deeply and impacted that they've been defined by that hurt. They've been defined by that pain. And God, what we want to do is come before you openly and freely and say, God, my life has hurt. I've felt that pain. And we want to identify, God, with our hurt and say, we went through it. And God, we'll take those ashes as a sign of saying, God, we know we've gone through pain, we know it's hurt, but then we know that from this hurt, you comfort us. You comfort us and you love us and you take us in your hands, and we want to experience what you have, God. So right now, these students are going to open themselves up to you. So I pray that you work in their heart, you work in their lives. Let this be about you and them. We trust you. We need you. You are a loving, incredible God. It's in your name we pray. Now this next part, I encourage you, go, stand up, go, but don't be talking right now. Find a sponsor. Give it to God. And once you're done, sit back down.
Alright. Fix that thing. Fix that thing.
Guys, please don't be talking right now. thank you, God, for every single one of these. God, I thank you for every single one. God, there's been hurt in their lives. So many of them have gone, and it's crazy, God, how so many young people have hurt so much in their short lives. They've gone through so much that they should never have gone through, God, but we live in a broken world. And they've been hurt, and they've been abused, and they've lost, and they've been hurt in ways that they never should have. But God, I pray tonight, I pray that these students feel the hurt. That they're able to say, God, I know I was hurt. I know this happened to my family. This happened to myself. I did this. God, I pray that they're able to identify and say to you in prayer what they're going through, God. That they can honestly be just serious for a second and come before you and say, God, I need you. I need you, God. God, I want these students to... It's a weird thing, God, but I want these students to mourn. I want them to... I don't want them to ever hold back the hurt that they've gone through. I don't want it to become something that defines them. I don't want them to be defined by their faults or the faults of others, their mistakes or their hurts. God, I want them to be defined by you. So we come, God, we bring our hurt to you and we lay it down at the altar. We lay it down, we take this symbol on our heads to say, God, we feel our pain and we lay it to you because you care about us. You love us. You see the brokenhearted and you care. So God, we come before you today and we say thank you. And we want to know that peace. We want to know that love. We want to know that comfort, God. So we come and we say, God, please move. God, please move in our hearts. God, I pray for these students who are still struggling with letting go or struggling with sin. They're holding these things, God. We ask that you move in their lives. Let them be free tonight to be changed by you. You love them so much and you invite them to your table. You invite the hurting, the broken to your table so you can bring healing and grace. So that they can move on tomorrow and so that the next day they can forget the hurts, forget the past, and become who you want them to be. I think. And these students, they need you. It's in your heavenly and glorious name we pray. So guys, we're about to end, we're about to go home, all that jazz. The first thing I want to just say is you are loved. You might not always feel it. You might not even feel it when you come here, but you are loved. And here's the thing, and I want every single one of you here, but do not come here and treat people like trash. I mean, I was just sitting up here in the front, and I didn't like most of anything, but there was guys saying horrible things, girls saying horrible things, and it's not the cuss word. I don't care about the cuss word. It's the fact that y'all are hating each other. And if you have an issue with that, and if you are doing that, please, one, if someone's doing that to you, come talk to us. We're gonna love you. And that's not okay. If that is you saying those things, know that you are loved and you're called to love even the people you don't know love. Don't come here and spew hate. Don't go out there and spew hate. You were meant to love because you were first loved. So, tonight was interesting. I love you all. Y'all are incredible teens. Some of y'all gotta go catch the bus. The rest of y'all, I want you to have an incredible week. Don't stand up yet. I ain't done, Devin. Sit your butt down.
Sit down, David.
You are loved, and I want you back next week. Y'all guys go have a great night. Love you guys.